Welcome to Module 6. We're exploring Neville Goddard's architecture of imagination, a radical view of consciousness. Goddard asked, what if imagination is not a mental theater, but the actual creative substance of reality? Goddard was one of the boldest voices. He didn't hedge. He spoke with the conviction of a man who saw behind the curtain. He taught that what you vividly imagine, felt as real, must externalize in your world. That's a big claim. In this module, we're taking it seriously, without taking it on faith. We'll test it against what modern neuroscience tells us about how the brain constructs experience. And we'll compare it honestly to the pop spirituality versions like The Secret. Then we'll put it to work through a 2-week experiment. The practice teaches what books cannot. This is the heart of the great work, doing the work yourself and seeing what's true. 3 questions anchor this module. Hold them lightly as you move through the material. First, what precisely is Neville Goddard's model of how consciousness creates reality? Second, how does it compare to, and differ from, the neuroscience of predictive processing? And third, is Goddard's approach more effective than common law of attraction methods? Neville taught the law and the promise. The law is the mechanics of manifestation. The promise is the mystical unfolding of the awakened human. It's where the teaching points. At the center sits a single claim. Human imagination is God. Not a tool, but the creative principle itself. God sleeps in man, he said, and dreams he is a man. Manifestation is remembering. Imagination creates reality, meaning a vivid scene with sensory detail and feeling must externalize. Feeling is the secret. Intellectual belief alone cannot cross the bridge to the subconscious. Your state, your silent assumptions about yourself, is the actual cause of your experience. The imaginal act doesn't materialize directly. It sets in motion a bridge of incidents to fulfillment. SATS, the state akin to sleep, is the threshold where the subconscious is most receptive. And revision, the nightly practice of mentally rewriting events so they unfold as you wish. He also taught, everyone is you pushed out, that others reflect your own consciousness. And the 4D self, the claim that time is not linear and all moments already exist. To change your life, change your state, and the best way is SATS and living from the end. Here's where ancient and modern shake hands. Neuroscience sees the brain as a prediction engine. It generates a best-guess model of reality and uses sensory input primarily to correct errors. Goddard's state is the neuro-prior model. Both agree internal assumptions determine perception. Neuroscience says emotional priors have outsized weight in shaping the brain's model. Sleep research shows the hypnagogic state has reduced inhibition, exactly what SATS exploits. A new state changes how your RAS filters the world. Reality reshapes around the new prior. Where they diverge is at the horizon. Goddard explains synchronicities neuroscience hasn't ruled on. If you know The Secret, Goddard's version is stripped of those mass-market simplifications. Pop LOA is about sending signals. Goddard is about occupying the state of being fulfilled. Causation isn't out there. It's in the quality of your inner assumption, felt from the end. Practical differences. He demands feeling, uses specific looped scenes, and addresses the state. God sleeps in man is the metaphysical root. You are remembering the power you already are. The 7-step protocol starts with clarifying the desire, the end, not the means. Construct a brief sensory scene, a handshake, a key turning, that implies fulfillment. Enter SATS, relax fully, let the body go heavy and drift toward the edge of sleep. Loop the scene until it carries the texture of memory. Then fall asleep in that feeling. Live from the end. Carry the assumption that the desire is already fulfilled in your waking hours. Finally, release and trust. Don't monitor or calculate. The bridge of incidents is not your job. Run the experiment. Take your imagination seriously. It's the most sophisticated technology developed. The great work is here, it's now, and it is you. 10 seconds of silence for reflection.